What is good, everyone? What an absolute farcical morning this has been so far. I was up at 5 o'clock, all good intentions to go to the gym. In fact, I did go to the gym, got there and the gates don't work. So basically to get into my gym, very similar in most 24-hour gyms actually, you have some sort of like gate turnstile type situation. You scan a QR code. In this instance, I know some are like keypad code type things, but mine's a QR code. Scan that code, unlocks a gate, and then you walk through the turnstile. Not working. And at this point, at 5 o'clock in the morning, there were maybe, I think there were about 5 or 6 other people, all just stood outside. Everyone's getting frustrated. What you should also normally have in a 24-hour gym is some way of contacting someone. So outside that gym, like before you go through the turnstiles, there's a little, like what they call appel urgence in French. Effectively, it's like an emergency call button. Click that and it says, this is an unmanned service. If you have a problem, call 112. 112 is basically like phoning 999. So you're left with this situation where you can't get hold of anyone. The online chat thing is only open, I think, 8 till 6 or 8 till 8. The next situation that should happen, there should be a member of staff arrive at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the manned hours, I think the manned hours are something like 6 o'clock in the morning till 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. So you should have had somebody turning up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Usually they would get there at about 22, quarter to, so that they're like ready basically to start their work at 6. So all of us are just stood around, we're waited till, about, what time did we all waited there till 22, quarter to 6. At which point people are starting to leave because, the whole point of getting there at 5 o'clock in the morning is get your session done early. You've probably got work and stuff to get to. So you want to get in, get it done and get out again. People are starting to move away at 22, quarter to. I stayed until about 5 to 6 o'clock, giving this person every chance to actually get there for 6 o'clock when they're supposed to start their job. Still didn't turn up. So at that point, I've had to go home. Haven't got any choice, need to be back. Louis is going to get up. We need to get all of the morning routine sorted before he goes to the childminder. Got a bit of work done, went back there a little bit later. Exactly the same situation. Nobody can get in still. So I've had to just drive up to the other gym, which is further away. I mean, it's not massively further. I mean, it probably takes me an extra 10 minutes maybe to get there, which in the grand scheme of things isn't too bad, but it's just frustrating when I've got myself up at 5, I want to get in, I want to get my session done, haven't been able to do that. Then I've had to mess about back at home, I've had to go out again later on and drive even further, having gone back to that same gym. Just one of those very, very frustrating mornings that just feels like the whole morning's disappeared. So it's going to be and to add to the woes, it's absolutely pissing it down today as well. So after we've had some pretty decent weather for maybe 7 to 10 days, back to chucking it down. So it's not even like I'm going to get out this afternoon because I really don't want to get wet. I don't want to catch a cold. So the steps may well be getting done on the walk pad at home. Not the ideal situation, but it is what it is. Shoot prep still needs doing. I'll get back, I'll get myself sorted, have a bite to eat, and then get cracking with the day. So yeah, there we go. Doesn't always go to plan, but you've got to make the best of these situations, and that is what I've tried to do. So, as you will have just heard, the morning did not begin well. The terrible debacle of the 5 a.m. gym session, the pissing down rain, and then I thought it might be getting a little bit better. It wasn't to be. Eating my lunch, I managed to bite, not just my tongue, but I also managed to bite the inside of my cheek. So both the tongue and the cheek were really, really sore. That was far from ideal. I've just gone to post my residency renewal that bit has gone okay. Hopefully that'll get approved. Otherwise, we could be in even more bother. But just before I did that, I was making a banana cake for Louis. Now, I've made it a couple of times now. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Just before I'd even started, I reached up to get all the ingredients down off the shelf, knocked a jar of hundreds and thousands, if anyone knows what they are, like the little sprinkly things, knocked a jar of those off the shelf. That smashed, that went absolutely everywhere. And then cleared all that up, put everything in the bowl that I needed to make the banana cake, managed to chuck that all over the place, and then remaking that, putting the ingredients in again. Just as I was putting some little bit of like fresh apple puree in there, I dropped that fucker on the floor as well. Honestly, absolute nightmare day. You know when you've had them and it just feels like one thing after the other and you just cannot catch a break? Yeah, that's how today's felt. Good morning, people. A far better morning. Hopefully you can actually see me because it's still dark. It is 6:45 in the morning. Managed to actually get into the gym today, which is a bit of a bonus, although I did go to the other gym because I didn't run a risk going to the one that I went to yesterday and not being able to get in there. So I did go to the other gym. I got up slightly earlier, actually got up at 10 to 5 just to give myself that extra 10 minutes just because it's slightly further away. But yeah, really good push session actually. Always slightly skeptical, dubious sometimes with these really early ones. My phone alarm's going off now. Yeah, the sessions are going to be a little bit weak. Hopefully you can still hear me because now I've had to get the big blowers going to clear the windscreen. Yeah, decent session. As I say, always slightly worried that sometimes they're going to be slightly weaker early in the morning. Yesterday's was a bit like that, just RDLs in particular at the moment are just feeling so heavy. That yeah, my lower back is just not feeling all that good, but I think combine that with the fact that my weight's continuing to come down, which is obviously what we want it to do. Yeah, the big movers like that one, especially early in the morning, are definitely getting harder. You know, doing my best just to maintain those as much as possible and you know, push some progress elsewhere. But the intensity doesn't change, and I think that's also key. You know, even if the amount of weight that's being moved isn't necessarily as much as it has been or as much as you might like it to be, keep the intensity, you know, keep pushing yourself to failure, keep making sure that you're really giving it everything, and you are still going to make some progress. You know, the main aim, to be perfectly honest, when it comes to a phase of fat loss like this, is keeping hold of that muscle as much as possible. If you happen to make a little bit of progress, it's a bit of a bonus, but genuinely the main aim is just keeping hold of that muscle as much as we can. And you know, you're going to do that with putting in the right intensity, with making sure that the body's still being pushed nice and hard. So yeah, all in all, decent session. On my way home now, so we'll get in, we'll sort usual morning routines out. I don't know whether Louis will be up quite yet. He's been a little bit hit and miss with his wake times recently. There's been, you know, times where he's been getting up at like 8, half 8 in the morning, usually at the weekends, because he's not able to do that during the week because we need to be out of the house and he needs to be at the childminders for 8 o'clock. But usually 8, half 8 at the weekends, and then any time between like 6:30 and 7 at the moment during the week is when he's been getting up. I think a lot of that's just he hears a bit of noise going on, whether that's me, you know, getting back at this sort of time, whether that's Lara getting up to get ready. So yeah, it's not always the late ones, the laying in ones, but I think his sleep patterns are also starting to shift a little bit more. Certainly with us at home at the weekends, he doesn't typically have his morning nap, so he's only having one nap a day. At the childminders, he does pretty often. He's having 2 naps still, but he's also learning a hell of a lot at the moment. Like, his little brain is just taking on so much. His language skills are coming on really well. Like, he's just, the development at this stage, like this stage in particular, and a lot of people I think will say at this sort of 18 months to 2 years sort of stage is quite cool. Like, you know, they become a lot more communicative. You can sort of, their little personalities start to come out. It just feels, yeah, it just feels like there's a lot happening, but, you know, a lot that's amazing to see in their development. So yeah, all in all, it's been a good start to today. It certainly can't get any worse than yesterday. Yesterday was just one of them that, yeah, the sooner that one was done, and I absolutely hate wishing time away, the sooner yesterday buggered off, the better, and it has. And today started on a much better note. So let's keep this up. Let's have a really solid day ahead. And yeah, I'll catch up with you all again very soon. Can't make this stuff up, can you? Thought I was off to a much better start today. Managed to get in the gym, managed to have a good training session, early doors, got back, kitchen tap fucked. So that is just what you want, isn't it? Like funny little, our kitchen tap's one of those that's got like one of those hosey things over the top and then like the normal sort of tap bit at the bottom. And it's like the normal tap bit, it sort of pops onto like a funny little ball joint, so you can slightly like change the direction of the water, and there's some sort of split in the plastic bit, so it does work. It just sprays a little jet of water out of the side. So on my way to try and get that, and I've got a really horrible feeling that I'm not going to be able to get just that bit, and they're going to basically try and make me buy an entire new tap. So we shall see, but fingers crossed, wish me luck. Okay, managed to get one at the fourth shop of asking, because I went to the wrong Leroy Merlin. Leroy Merlin's like I don't know what you'd call them. My English is disappearing. It's like building merchants. Is that the right phrase? Building merchants type of shop. But there's two of them in town, and one of them is very much just for like big stuff, like slabs, concrete slabs, all of that sort of shit. And then there's another one that's actually like the shop one that's got kitchen stuff, bathrooms, etc. So once I'd managed to go into the right shop, super helpful, and I have managed to get it. So now we just need to hope that it actually fits when I get home, because I'm also busting for a wee and none of the toilets anywhere work. So the shop that I've just been in, usually they've got a customer toilet. They have a customer toilet, it just doesn't work. So very helpful. So anyway, I'm going to get home before I piss myself and hope that this thing fits onto the tap. Good afternoon. It is Monday afternoon. Finally getting out for a walk. Busy morning. Gym at 5 o'clock. Louis to the childminders. Lots of check-ins to be getting through and a call. So finally getting outside, just as it was actually quite bright this morning. It's turned proper grey, and I'm slightly fearful that it might rain at some point. So hopefully I'm going to avoid getting wet. But another good week, following a really nice weekend as well. But another £2 down on average on the scales, and the pictures from what I've seen, because I am now checking in with Christian 3 times a week, like the standard normal full check-in goes on a Tuesday, but then I also send in pictures and updated weight on a Thursday and a Saturday, and the pictures are getting better and better every time, which is really rewarding. Even when sometimes it feels like the weight isn't moving, like I saw a couple of new lows this week down, and then a couple of times where it sort of bounced back up by 0.2, 0.4 of a pound. And it's easy to get in your head and start thinking, oh, fuck's sake, like, why is that happening? I haven't done anything different. But the pictures are what matters. You know, it is a photo shoot that I'm getting ready for. It is the visuals that we're looking for the changes to happen in. And they are happening. So I'm sure when I take my pictures tomorrow morning to send across, they're going to look better and better still, which is really cool. And then Lara is heading to Madrid for just overnight, so she'll leave early tomorrow morning, and then she'll get back late on Wednesday. It's also a busy week for us for birthdays. It is Lara's mum's birthday on Wednesday, it is Lara's birthday on Thursday, and it is my birthday, my big 4-0 on Saturday. So we shall see what happens. I don't think we're going to be doing anything too crazy. Obviously, Lara took me away to Amsterdam as the early 40th birthday celebration. So I think it'll be a much more subdued affair weekend coming. But hopefully we'll get some nice weather. managed to get out for a nice walk, maybe either go out for a bite to eat at lunchtime or possibly get some sort of takeaway in the evening, which all, of course, will be managed and accounted for and things adjusted as needed to make sure that we stay on track, because that is the thing that I'm working towards at the moment. So I'm just going to enjoy this walk, and then I'll catch up with everyone tomorrow once Christian has replied to my check-in. Good morning. A lovely, bright, blue sky morning, as you can see, if a little bit chilly. Lara went off to Madrid this morning, nice and early. Louis still got a little bit of a cold, so sleep wasn't the best. But the gym session is done, so all good stuff there. My check-in has been sent. Just give me a minute to get all of this stuff sorted in the car. Get that one in there. That one's going to find my face in a moment. Get this one sorted. In we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right, let's get this on. Come on. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? There we go. Okie doke. So let's just turn that down. We are cooking. Check-in sent to Christian. Pictures I'll pop up as well, so you can have a little look at those. As I mentioned yesterday, really, really happy with pictures at the moment. They're just looking better and better every week, leaner and leaner as we go. Another drop on the scales this morning, which is about £1 overnight. £2 down from where we were at this time last week, £2 down on average. All really, really good stuff. So yeah, very, very happy with where progress is at the minute, which is good. Changes are getting made, however, because it is 9 weeks today, exactly 9 weeks today, almost 9 weeks to the hour, in fact, that the photo shoot will be taking place. So 200 calories coming off each day, roughly 200 calories, 50 carb coming off training day, and then a combo of carbs and fats coming off the rest days, which is well timed because I've got a little bit of food prep to do at some point this evening. So yeah, come at a nice time to be able to do that. But yeah, all in all, really, really happy with how progress is going. Gym session today actually felt a lot better than I was expecting as well, considering I've had 2 nights of really quite terrible sleep with Louis, bless him, just full of cold. He's super, super snotty, coughing in the night, waking up just with snot pouring down his face, the poor kid. But all in all things considered, as I say, you know, really, really happy with where things are at. Training really, really good today. Tomorrow I will take a rest day because Lara's not around, so it just means that I'm managing everything tomorrow. So by the time we've got up, got Louis sorted, done all of that stuff, dropped him off, solid day of work. I won't have time to get to the gym, but that's fine. Today was my 3rd in a row. So I trained Sunday, Monday, today is Tuesday. So yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days on the bounce. A little bit of a rest day coming up tomorrow, and then we'll be back again Thursday and Friday. So looking forward to what's to come. I know I'm going to probably feel a little bit of additional hunger in the next week or two, like with that change happening, but it needs to get made. You know, we need to keep pushing. We need to make sure that we're getting ready as early as possible and not panicking at the last minute, which is what an awful lot of people will do. A lot of people will get to that point where they'll coast a little bit, they'll take it a bit steady, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, it's 3-4 weeks from my holiday, it's whatever's, the goal, the deadline's like literally on their doorstep, and then it's panic stations, start to cut things crazy, start to do loads and loads of cardio, body just feels like shit, it looks like shit because it's all panicked. So yeah, we don't want to get to that stage. We want to make sure we're doing things the right way, and we definitely are doing that at the moment, which also, added bonus, having someone there to guide you and make those decisions for you, because when you're trying to do it yourself, it's very easy to not do the right things. It's very easy to make the wrong decisions or not even make a decision at all. Whereas, getting that decision made, getting it done, making sure we're still moving, very, very much easier when someone else is there to just step in and say, right, let's do it. I will leave this one here. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your week. I will be back as always next week, and hopefully we'll see another nice drop on the scales. Cheers, guys.